Hello vlog. So today I'm going to talk to you about how we traveled to the north of Spain and decided to explore it a little bit. In this travel, we were using Vueling airline, which is incredible. This particular flight was at 9:30 in the morning. So basically, since the flight is just 1 hour and a half, we had the whole day in front of us to explore the city. The first city that we went to was Bilbao, actually, and the second was Santander. But this video will be dedicated to Bilbao. As you can see, if you are traveling from south to north of Spain, flying on a plane, and the views are changing, the landscapes, the colors, everything is changing, so you get a chance to see it. So the Vueling is a budget airline, so it's not that much space there, but well, for a flight with a length of 1 hour and a half, it's more than enough with those prices, which were, well, I bought it in I think early spring or even winter. So the tickets for the summertime were quite cheap. This is the airport of Bilbao, quite small. And this is the balloons which were forbidden or lost by someone, and we considered it a good sign. So this is the bus which takes you from the airport of Bilbao to the city center, and it's highly recommended to you use the Bardic travel card there. You may save time and money. So this is the number of the bus which we took. It was quite crowded, and this is my dream. It's the puppy created. It is a Guggenheim Museum of the Contemporary Art. And I really dreamt of seeing it with my own eyes. And this is the puppy, which was created by a very famous sculpture artist, Kunst, in 1992. And he says that, well, it's like a citation. I think that puppy is successful. It deals with the issue of control and giving up the control. Control is necessary in the creation of the work, but then control has to be given up. So there is an idea behind the puppy covered with flowers. This is the timetable and all the amenities that Guggenheim Museum has. And well, you definitely have to visit the bistro there, because we had some time before the tickets, before the visit to the museum, and we had a chance to go to the bistro and try this Pintxos, which is typical for Basque countries of different types. It was really, really tasteful. So this is, well, we sat close to the museum, and it's really incredible. The views, the puppy, and those flowers, and the idea of control and giving up control is something that you really like. And when you analyze the sculpture in details, it becomes a bit even more interesting. This is the back side of the Guggenheim Museum with this beautiful bridge there. And this is the name of the sculpture that I've just showed. Well, it's amazing. Those views, I really like the views, the Bilbao, the city center, the area around the Guggenheim Museum. Is the spider. Basically, it's the creation of Louis Bourgeot. If I'm sorry if I do not pronounce it correctly, but for me, for example, and for my kids, for everybody, it seems to be a spider. It is a spider, but it's called Maman because the artist dedicated it to his mom, and the mom was wise and hardworking, and he compared it to the characteristics of the spider. So he said that spiders are friendly presences that eat mosquitoes. We know that mosquitoes spread diseases and are therefore unwanted. So spiders are helpful and protective, just like my mother, the artist said. So there is a history behind this spider as well. And then I will take you through the area behind the Guggenheim Museum. Guggenheim is amazing in itself, I guess. Just the building, it's impressive. And you really want to touch the walls here. This is the small park behind the bridge that I just showed you, with its art installation as well. So as I said, I booked the ticket beforehand, and we had time. Oh, this is the umbrella. So we were lucky to have the good weather, but obviously, in many cases, it can be raining. So you have to be prepared, and please do check the weather forecast before you go to the north of Spain, because it can be really rainy and cloudy. But as you can see, we were lucky to see Bilbao, and it's in the sunlight. So So this is Bilbao, different views of Bilbao. It's me on the beach. I think I really fell in love with this city. And yeah, this is me as well. And we were there for 4 days, 3.5 actually. And we didn't need anything, just the backpacks actually, because it's summer. You don't need to have much of clothes. This is why we also wear Libera. This is the accommodation really close to Guggenheim Museum, and I can really recommend it to you because it has views on Guggenheim, which are quite amazing. This is the souvenir shop and the Guggenheim, inside the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao. There are different sculptures, books, the creations of stone and glass, as well as paper, books, illustrations, accessories as well. Plates. Oh, this is the puppy. This is just my love. It seems to be simple, but at the same time, as well as the spider, it has the idea behind it. This is the famous, by now, I guess those labyrinths are really famous. These are huge, and unless you go inside, you won't really appreciate the whole extent of the idea. And there are, as in many other museums, there are great lifts, elevators, to move these parts around the museum. And this is bronze, if I'm not mistaken. And these are walls of the shape of labyrinth of different types, as you could see. And you can go inside and really experience really unusual sensations, I would say. But if you are claustrophobic, I would not probably recommend you to go there. This is the small models of those labyrinths illustrated here on the table. As you can see, there are different shapes of the labyrinth, and all of them have the idea. And what I like about museums, and in particular about this Guggenheim Museum, is that the explanations are quite detailed. And please do not make sure that you are not in a rush. Do dedicate some time to read, to view, to think about the idea. And there are quite a different items there to see, to analyze, to really try to get into the artist's imagination. What did they want to say? What did they want to show? What did they want to translate throughout their creations? So Guggenheim, for me, outside and inside, is something that's really... In New York, there is a Guggenheim Museum in New York. I'm sure that many of you know about it. But the one that I'm showing you today, it's the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, which is amazing. Together with the exploration of the city, its gastronomic side, the nature, the architecture, please do go and, do dedicate some time to the museum. It's really, really recommended. But at the same time, it depends on your taste, whether you like the artists or the contemporary art, the museums in general. But this one, just for the understanding of what it is, it's the visit definitely worth spending time. This is the inside of the museum. It's like a corridor. This is how I went through this creation. And I like how the contemporary artists are trying to translate different like issues and tendencies in the world, the global tendencies, throughout their creations. And it's really worth, and this is why I took some time to make a video of the descriptions of those creations, because in many cases I do remember what the significance of them are, but in details, but in many cases you just forget details and elements. So this is why I always make sure that I take a picture of this. This is one of the columns in the museum. And this is what I like, the whole of another artist, which I liked also because it's really like the colors, the space is organized differently. If you compare it to the classical museums, completely different. The ideas, the way they express those ideas. You can be really, for some people, Barbara Kruger. This is the whole of Barbara Kruger. For some people, it may be like strange and weird, and they cannot accept it. But for me, I really try to compare. I do like classical museums, and I do like classics, like old-fashioned one. But at the same time, the contrast how the classical museums are compared to the contemporary art, for me it's something really exciting, and I do like to immerse myself into the atmosphere of the contemporary art as well. And this whole of Barbara Kruger I liked a lot because she really raised many current, really relevant questions on the generations, on people, on the planet in general, on the commercial side of life, and etc. etc. And sorry for the finger. And this is for kids. It may be quite scary, some of the pictures, but at the same time, well, life is life. She didn't hide. She didn't create illusions of the ideal world. So I liked how, in different shapes and formats, she expressed her understanding of what challenges our world and the planet is actually facing now. The personal challenges as well as the global one. So this is the whole, one of the wholes that I like the most. If you really spend some time sitting there, reading those messages, it really gets you thinking. So it's not just watching and observing the creations of art. It's also something that makes you think. It may not necessarily be super positive, but it's honest. And this honesty is something that I really liked about this exhibition in particular. So if you're there in Bilbao this summer, and I'm not sure what is the period of time where this exhibition will be there, but if you have a chance to go and see it, please do. I highly recommend you to do that. It's incredible. It creates the imprint in your soul, in your art experience as well, because as you could see, it's really unusual. The formats, the paces, the problems and questions and challenges that are described there are quite, as I said, quite current. It's around us. It's within the society. It's connected to everybody, I guess. So everybody, I guess, has something to think about when they observe and go in this hall. Oh, this is something that really amazes the eye, because this is like a visual images, as you could see. And this is a great hall where you can sit down or lay down and enjoy those colors. And the second floor, actually, you get a chance to look at those labyrinths from the higher platform. Just while being inside of this labyrinth, you can actually compare your sensations and feelings. There's a second, not the second, but the other hall as well, of the contemporary art. Well, as with the classic art, the contemporary art, some topics and some ways of expressions can be closer to you. Some can be like further away. Some you can understand better and relate better. Some will stay like separate. So, but in any case, I guess it's something educational. So it's really worth spending time. Yo Kusama. I'm sure that many, and I'm sorry if I pronounce it incorrectly, but I'm sure that many of you heard this name, and she is really an amazing artist as well. She created this space. Actually, this small. There was a queue into this space, and I believe that she compared it with the illusions that person can have. This is the information about the other hall, which is really, as well, really interesting to watch, to see, to analyze, not only from the creation part, so how it was created, but also what it signifies, what it means. And this is the bridge which we crossed when we left the Guggenheim and went to the Funicular, the small cabinet that actually lifts you up on the mountain, where the amazing view is actually available to visitors. As well, we are crossing the bridge. This is this fourgonette. We have boarded, and there's some history of it. Definitely, you have to buy tickets there. But as I said, with this body card, you can actually get quite a decent discount. So this is how the fourgonette goes up. And this is something I guess characteristic of the Bilbao. So if you have time, it's not that expensive. So if you have time, please do go there, and you will see later in this video why it's really, really worth it. The great view of Bilbao will be open to your eyes, and you'll be, this is something also that you will probably will be fixed in your brain and your memories, and pictures and photos as well. So there is a great view of Bilbao on top of this mountain. And as you can see, the history starts with 1915. And this is the rules. This is how the fourgonette goes through the tunnel up the hill. And there, in some parts of the fourgonette, there are seats, so you can actually sit down. In some, there is no seat. You can just stand up. But at the same time, it's not that long, the trip, so it's not a problem to stand up and enjoy the view. And I guess the view is amazing in both directions. As you can see, Bilbao is a north of Spain due to the different nature, different climate, and different weather in general. It is quite green. If compared to the south of Spain, which is now at the same time, it is quite, I would say, yellow because of the heat and because of the sand, etc. So you will not see that much of a green leaves and this type of trees at the same time in the south of Spain now. So this is how two trains going in different opposite directions actually change their way, like intersection or something. So this is how they train. Well, for me it was quite interesting as well. It may, for some of you, it may be quite usual, normal stuff. But if you consider that this fourgonette is going up the hill, and if you see the mechanism of the I don't know how the lines are called, but well, if you're not that if you're not a visitor of this type of transport that often, it can be really, really interesting to observe, for kids especially. So as I said, you can see there's different types of green leaves, green trees, green flowers there, which for us, coming from south of Spain now during the summer, it's quite a difference because, as I said, well, having like 42 degrees in the south of Spain, it's simply not possible to see this green color. This amount of green color and leaves there in the south of Spain. But every single region has its own characteristics and can be appreciated. So this is the, as you can see, there's quite a large wheel. This is the view that I told you about recently. And if you can see that the name of Bilbao in red letters there. And the view on Guggenheim on the river, as you can see, the Guggenheim seems to be in quite like a valley. So the view here is just amazing. There's a Guggenheim. There's a bridge that I just showed you from the upper part of the Bilbao, actually. So this is just amazing. You can well, it's not that crowded on that hill, even though it was summer, so considered to be like a touristic season, but still it wasn't that crowded. So you can see it there. There's a small park there, so you can actually spend time with your kids, with your family, do something like a picnic there as well. Make sure that it's safe. As you can see, there is a river, so you can actually see every single part of the Bilbao there, and it's something like a meditation spot, I guess. So if you're into that, if you like to meditate or just think about life and planet, it's a great time it's a great place to observe and appreciate the city. And what I like about the city is not just the architecture, etc. Well, it's amazing as well, but the nature, the mountains and the trees and this river, and how the Bilbao is actually built and structured and divided into different parts. So this is this is the way down. We took the fourgonette on the way down as well, and obviously you may like this view a bit more because this is the view from the upside to the city. So actually you're getting close to the Bilbao. We are returning to Bilbao now, And this is why I do recommend you to take the this fourgonette as well. I guess it's called funicular. It's funicular, if you know about what I mean. So there's a small fourgonette that takes you up and down the mountain and the hill. And as you can see, the views are there, just amazing. And as I said, the overall trip takes like a few minutes, and it's not that crowded as well. Depends on the time, because well, usually the inhabitants of Bilbao as well, they take this train. So in the morning and about 6 o'clock, I guess it can be crowded, but without this hours, outside these hours, it's really nice. It's not that stressful. It's not that crowded. As you can see, once again, those fourgonnettes are changing their ways, allowing the other one to pass by. Well, I really enjoy those trees. For some, having those trees and green leaves may be something that you're used to. But for me, coming from the south of Spain, getting used to yellow sand, heat, etc., etc., it's something like a other world, even though it's the same country, but it's just the northern part of Spain. This is the name of the funicular, the Artxanda. And I'm really sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but you can see how it's called. It's not far from the Guggenheim, so you can actually walk there. It's about 10-15 minutes walk from the Guggenheim Museum. And this is the center. It's I guess this is the government building, which is also nice. And we're going to the old town part of the Bilbao, which is amazing as well. This is the flower that my kids gave me, and as I said, flowers, leaves, trees, everything is amazing. What I liked as well about Bilbao is their balconies, their architecture, and the way their buildings are made. And especially in the old part of the city, it's really crowded. By the way, the most crowded place during our visit was the old city, old town, obviously. And we walked around, so we near this church, obviously, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's a church. So we took a bit of a break under the tree. So we needed some really break and just to refreshment. And then we went to the as you can see, it's 37 degrees. So we were lucky because, well, if compared to the south of Spain, it's quite not that hot. But for Bilbao, it's really warm and nice. It's as I said, it wasn't raining, which was a luck to us. So those narrow cities with those balconies, I really like the style of the Basque Country. So this is something really significant, and it has to be attended. It has to be seen as well in Bilbao, as in every, well, I think in general, Basque Country, it's an amazing place, and it has its culture, the architecture, every single detail needs to be paid attention to, from gastronomy to architecture, as I said. So this is something I really, really like. And I like, in these old towns, the old part of the towns, I like how you really feel the history. And it's not the exception. This is the case where you can actually appreciate the not just the age of the area, but also the influence of this area. And this is the bridge, the small bridge in the river, and we saw fish in the water, so we decided to make a video about it as well. This is the river, and it has a lot of trees, so you can hide from this sunlight. This is the view from our hotel. It's Ibis actually, so we selected Ibis as one of the most budget-friendly options. I didn't film the room, so because to be honest, I wasn't that impressed about it, but we just had a night there, so not that bad. This is the train station. They're really, really amazing. And as I said, in Bilbao, I guess, especially when you're traveling to such a different, even though, as I said, it's the same country but different region, every single detail may caught your attention. And this is the timetable. This is the train that we took to the Portugalete part of the region. It's closer to the ocean. It had this, as you can see, Portugalete. It has this famous bridge, which I will show you later. This is the monuments dedicated to the region in general, to people in the region, to history of the region as well. And this is the card that I told you, Barik, which allows you to travel and as well to attend some places with a discount. So I do recommend you to buy this Barik card. And with it, you can actually save money and time, because you can actually do everything in the special machines in the like train or bus stations. This is the river close to the Portugalete. This is the as you could see, this is the bridge. I'll show you a bit closer. So on the way to this Portugalete from the Bilbao city center, you go through the quite industrial area, as you have seen before, like a few minutes before. But then you go to the quite a nice, spacious and amazing place, actually, because I liked how it's different, because it's closer to the ocean and you get this feeling of the like ocean area, like seaside area. It's always different to the cities inside the country. So this is like what I liked about the area in general. And I can say that we've spent half of a day there, because we had a bus to the Santander. So we went there in the morning, and by 2 o'clock we've been to Bilbao. As you could see, we've spent about like 4 hours there. And there's definitely there are many like places to visit, not just the visit, but to enjoy, to walk by, to like take a cafe, and in the cafe with the views of Portugalete, and to definitely take this ride from left to the right side of this river. And I will do that later, and we'll definitely show it to you. So this is the river there. And actually, you can take the boat from Bilbao to Portugalete. But in general, I was super happy that I took the train, because it was faster. It wasn't that hot. So as you can see, this small cabin, well, it's not that small, but it's actually the common cabin, is attached to one side of the bridge. And we are now waiting to enter. We bought the tickets. And actually, cars, bikes, and people can travel. So you can actually drive there in your car, or you can just actually walk into this cabin there. Well, in the experience, actually, I've never been to this type of place. So as you could see, I enjoyed every single second of it. So we are crossing the river in this cabin, which is amazing. I'm watching this video, I'm making this voiceover, and I'm still excited about that, because it's really worth it. So if you have time, do spend some time in the Portugalete area. This is me in this cabin. This is the other part of the bridge. We're coming to the other side of the bridge. And actually this bridge is the sightseeing which is included in the list of UNESCO. So it's one of the sightseeing as well in this area. So if you have time, please do. Well, I do recommend you to go there as well. And luckily, we had a choice, because when you are in the north of Spain, there are many places to visit, and it's advisable to rent a car and just travel and drive, and to have a bit more time than like 3 days. But since we have just 3.5 days, we had options, and I'm super happy that I've selected this Portugalete part area, because it's significant. It's a signature place, and I personally liked it. You know, when you had your first day in the city center of Bilbao, even though it's calm, it's really relaxed. But for a change, you can go to the Portugalete area on your second day and explore this area as well. It's going to be different. The overall experience is going to be different, and it's really going to be a memorable place. It may not be like Eiffel Tower or something. Well, I would actually compare it to Eiffel Tower, to the impression, to the memories that I get from there as well, because it's really outstanding. It's something with a history. It's a signature of the area, and I personally liked it, even though it's quite a, for some it may seem basic or not that beautiful, but I do like it. And by the way, you can climb up, you can take an elevator up the this bridge and take a walk on the upper side. This is the map that you can actually get from the tourist info center close to the Portugalete Bridge. Quite nice ladies work there, and you can get all the information there as well as maps or different booklets and information from those ladies as well. This is the monument, and as far as I remember, I will show you the history of this moment later in this video. It's dedicated of the cooperation, I don't know, or sometimes different cooperation, different types of cooperation of human with like Neptune with water. But I will show you the exact information about this monument, which is quite an interesting one. And it's really definitely worth reading about it, because there are different elements that may not directly be understood. So there's a beach on the, as I said, it's close to the ocean. There's a beach and the marine area as well, and it's really beautiful. And as you could see, the life here on the beach is quite different to the city center of Bilbao, and the overall atmosphere it's different. So you'll get another exposure to the area, and then another variety of emotions, colors, and impressions. And this is me. So I do recommend you to go there, and maybe even if you are there during the summer, take a swimming suit or just umbrella or something to lay on the beach and maybe swim in those waters, which are quite fresh and refreshing. Not that warm as obviously as in the south of Spain. This is the port which connects the ocean with the Portugalete area. So this is something just as well, if you have time, just sit and meditate and just to enjoy and absorb every single thought you may have, or every single element of this view and the atmosphere as well. As you can see, even from the further there's a port, but this area is more or less it is definitely dog friendly and kids friendly. So if you have traveling with your family, there will be definitely something to do. So there's the way close to Portugalete as well, which is, for me, it is amazing. And you really want to take another video, one more picture. You really want it to be fixed in your memories, because it's definitely amazing. This is the monument that I talked to you about before, and this is the information about this monument. There's definitely history. I may not be, I don't want to make a mistake by promising you that I remember definitely everything, but this is why I'm making those pictures and videos of the information stands. And this is the water, so I decided to try the water, even though I didn't have time really to swim and to sunbathe there. But we decided to try the water. There's a bit small stones there, but still it's really comfortable because the water is refreshing. It was quite hot, as you could see, 37 degrees, and we walked a lot. So this fresh water was like paradise to our legs, feet. And this is the cafe, really close to the Portugalete. And the owner of the cafe is really friendly. I like the Pintxos that were suggested there, and the view, as you could see, the view is amazing. As I said, it's the sightseeing listed in UNESCO, and there's quite a history about this Portugalete bridge. Biscaya Bridge, actually, I guess it's Biscaya Bridge. It's called Biscaya Bridge in different languages. It may sound differently, but this is the unique place. Definitely, it's for me anyway. I traveled quite a lot, but for me, it's still a unique place. As you can see, there is a Portugalete bridge and the small finic tree there. I don't know how it was able to survive, but we saw the finic fruits as well there. And this is this is the clouds. This is how Portugal Bridge looks in the clouds. It's quite depending on the weather, and I'm sure that it's evenly amazing, but still different when it's sun shining or when it's cloudy, when it's raining. It has its own. It may make a great impression on you in every single type of weather you may experience during your visit. So as I said, it's on the way back. We were like in this cabinet, and I was filming from the cabinet. This is the exit, where you can actually see the piece of history there as well. This is the square, the small square on the way back to the train station. This is the announcement of the events, different events there. I like the style. I like the style of those small buildings, which may not be the general sightseeing, but still it's worth taking video and picture of. This is the train. This is the train station in which you can take. This is the train. Everything is really well organized. Even though this Portugal station is quite small, but easily you can walk in, walk out with your Vizcaya card. And this is on the way back. It was a bit more cloudy, and I liked that I got the chance to explore the area in different colors. And this is the area. As I said, it's quite industrial, and clouds are starting to move closer. And it's a bit there's still something to it. It's not it's still beautiful in its way. So it's the significant part of the city. So we are back to Bilbao. Actually, it's the stadium of Bilbao. It's the intermodal bus station, and there's a hotel right on the station, actually. And this area also, even though usually bus stations are quite maybe you may have different experience working close to and around the bus stations in different countries, but this is the nice area actually overall. This is the maritime monument as well, the museum dedicated to the sea, to the ocean. As you could see, there's a huge crane there. And it's really, really worth visiting as well. It's close to the bus station. You can actually it's about 10 minutes walk from the bus station to this museum as well. We didn't really have time to visit, but you can actually enjoy the view from the outside as well. And as you could see, the Bilbao is now in this part of the day, it's a bit more cloudy. And even though it's cloudy and it may start raining, it still has its own charm. Yes, as you could see, even in this grayish colors, it's still Bilbao has its charm, and it's definitely worth visiting in any weather. So I believe that it's beautiful when it's snowing or when it's raining, but the main thing is not to get cold, because during the winter it can be quite cold there. This is the area close to the bus station, quite a nice one. This is the hortensia, the flower that I really like. And this is the building dedicated to the older generation, I guess, close to the stadium. It's quite an amazing and famous stadium in Bilbao as well, when it's with its own clubs. And the stadium in itself, it's sightseeing for some. This is the Burger King. There's a interesting picture there. I liked how they decided to put it here. We decided to grab something really quick close to the bus station. As you can see, this is the timetable to Santander. We had the Alsa. We took a bus by Alsa, and I was impressed by it wasn't expensive at all, but I booked it online definitely, and we had these TVs in front of us, and the trip was amazing because as you could see, going from Bilbao to Santander, close to the ocean, close to the seaside with its different landscapes. It's really like excursion in itself. My kids were busy watching the cartoons and playing the games, but I was busy filming and enjoying the views from the bus. These are just amazing. As you could see, it's quite cloudy, but still, I guess, well, I really think that the area in general has its own charm, both in the sunny time or in the cloudy time as well. So I really enjoyed this trip. And Alsa, I think I've never took the bus by Alsa, but Alsa as a company really impressed me by the level of client orientation. Oh, this is me because I have a burnt nose. As you could see, I knew that it was going to be sunny, but I didn't expect it to be that much of a sun. This is the Ibis as well, close to the railways. And I'll probably make a separate video about Santander. So this is the Ibis from Ibis styles in Santander. Really close to the rail station. Rails, not the station, but the rail stop. And I'll tell you in my next video how we spent time there. I wasn't really impressed by this hotel as well, but as I said, it was one of the most budget-friendly options because this region in general is quite an expensive one. Oh, this is a view which is not impressive, but this is the fact actually. But since you were just spending nights there, it's not that bad. Unfortunately, we had this on our walls and when we came, but since we've spent time there, it wasn't a great problem. So guys, subscribe, like, comment.